Are we? Yeah, no, let me because apparently I can't see you live. Ya, kejap. Oh, belum lagi. Give me a moment, let me restart my Discord.
Okay, now you are online. Like, yeah, everybody can see you now. Is it possible for you to turn off your mic? To turn off
Is it
your YouTube?
possible
Are you
for
turning on
you
YouTube
to
on your side?
no, I'm turning on Twitch.
Twitch. Is the sound on your side?
I have muted myself.
Okay, muted the sound, yeah. You muted the sound,
Yeah, betul.
right? Okay. So now tadi ada echo sikit, sekarang tak ada echo. Okay. Alright. Good evening, good night, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Razman. Today with me, I have a very special guest, which I've known for quite some time. He is working with me together. We are working together in a mobile application, in a software application development team together. Um, while I do not want to divulge the name of the company that we're working at, we have been working together hand in hand for right now nearly a year plus, nearly 8 months. But before that, we were involved in other projects as well. So for today, I just want to talk about working in the software development team. Bishen, maybe you can introduce yourself a little bit about what you do and yeah, just a
Yeah,
little bit of an
definitely,
introduction to you.
definitely. Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, my name is Bishen. Hello, everyone. I have quite a decade of experience in software development. Uh, I started off with doing WordPress and stuff, and then back about what 6 7 years ago when I met Rasman, that is when I fully started doing mobile app development, and after that, uh, when as soon as I started doing mobile app development, I uh, there was no turning back lah. So ever since I have been doing Ionic mostly and also Angular, and and yeah, that's it. That's mostly
Okay.
about me, I guess.
All right. Thank you, Bishan. So now I've managed to turn on my camera finally. There were some problems that I was
Yay.
facing earlier, and now I am able to turn on my camera. Okay. So Bishan is actually just a little bit about background about Bishan. So Bishan, you didn't start with IT before this, right? What were you? What was the field that you were doing before this?
I was a mechanical engineer before this, and I did
Mechanical engineer.
mechanical engineering for a couple of years before I had to drop out for some personal reasons lah. And
I
then
see.
after that, leveraging with the skills that I have, now why not just focus on doing what I am able of doing. And then fast forward a couple of years, I met Rasman, blah blah blah, and then here we are right now. We have known each other for what, a couple of years now. I think what 6 7 years now, Rasman.
6 7 years now. Yes, that's correct. Yeah. So
Yeah.
yeah, we've known each other for 6 to 7 years, and currently we are working together on a project which is basically encompasses a few people in different locations all over the world. So we have
Okay.
a team in we have a team member in yeah, Germany. We have a team member in Spain. We have a few team members in India as well as China. We also have had meetings with people when they were in North America, for example. Yeah, so it's quite a diverse range of teams. Um, so I think a lot of people would like to know, like, why with a diverse team that we have, um, basically, how do we communicate? How do we basically? But then we'll dive deep into that later. So just want to know a little bit more about you, just in one more, because we got lots of time to talk about this. But yeah, just a bit more. Maybe about, what's your coding playlist? Do you have a music or playlist for coding sessions when you do coding? It's a fun question, I guess.
Uh, uh, I don't actually, but most of the time I'm the kind of guy who likes to listen to Jiwang songs.
What you want?
I even have a YouTube open up right now that would be the list of songs that I would normally listen to while I code. So yeah, I can send over the list in tweet chat if you guys want to hear,
Yeah.
want to take a look about it.
Oh, there you go. That's the your playlist, is it?
Yes.
Yes, yeah, your
Uh,
playlist. That's
uh
good.
yeah.
That's cool. That's cool. Yeah, okay. I mean, we'll have a look at it later. It's all right. Cool. Right. Okay. So, all right. How basically let's get into let's deep dive into it, lah. So, how do you get in? Uh, how do you organize with a team that consists of people from all over the world? How
Uh,
do we organize? So maybe you can start first, and then I can top up whatever that you said. You know. Yeah.
it's a very difficult question to answer because you know the biggest nuance that we have is the time zone difference. Where sometimes when we start work at 9 o'clock in the morning, and we have a German colleague like what you have mentioned, they start work at 9 o'clock their time, which is about 4 o'clock our time. Therefore, let's say in a normal scenario where we have a bunch of developers, we would have a peer review. There's a whole separate thing to talk about later on. But again, let's say that we are dependent on them, as in when they leave a review and whatnot, we would need to wait until 4 5 o'clock, then only we can follow up with them regarding what they have said and commented and whatnot. Then only we can fix it. But yeah, I would say that that is one of the biggest downfall that I don't quite like when it comes
it,
to
it wouldn't be a
working with
downfall, I guess. I think it's more like
not really down
it's more like what you say, challenge, right? That was one of the
disadvantage, I would say,
challenge. Yeah.
or challenge, yes.
Yes.
But apart from that, the good thing about working with people from multiple countries and the multiple regions and whatnot is that uh, we get to learn things that we never thought we could do. For example, we are so used to solving a problem A with a solution A, B, and C, for example. But talking to them, we could see things that we don't normally see. As in, they would give us a fresh pair of eyes, saying that, okay, this is how I normally would solve things. So they would give us an extra solutions and whatnot that we never thought of. So yeah, I
You are
mean,
able
when
to
I
look
say
at codes from a fresh pair of eyes, right?
yes,
Yeah.
yes,
So
it's not about, okay, when we run into a problem, it's not about, okay, why not you do this. It's not like that, but it's more towards uh the idea of how you write code, because we are so used to us one or two ways of writing code. They would come in and say, I have a better idea, why not let's do this. Let's write this kind of code instead. So yeah.
so just to give a little bit of context into the work that we are doing, without
Mhm.
divulging a lot. We basically do work as a team, right? We basically do work as a team, even though we are all over the world. But the team, the thing about the team that we are working with, there are people that specializes in certain areas and certain parts, right? So
Mhm.
in your case, what is your tech stack? What's your mastery? Oh, yeah.
I came in there as a web dev where I was mainly supposed to do Angular, for example. Back then when I joined, they were using Angular 14, which back then it was the trend lah to use Angular 14. So after that, we had a discussion earlier today, a couple of hours back, with the solution architect, the lead architect, and whatnot. We have decided that within the next couple of sprints, we will be upgrading to the latest version of Angular, Angular 17. So yeah, that's that. And as of now, I my teammates, I mean, we are also doing mobile development,
Mhm.
and since they were only two of them, which you and another colleague of ours, so then I volunteered. I could say volunteered to help out in mobile development as well. So I'm currently doing a little bit of both, but mainly focusing on mobile dev.
Good. Yeah. So yeah, and as part of the team, I'm also one of the people who are working together with Bishen to do the mobile application. Without divulging, I'm just going to say it lah. We are using Ionic for our mobile stack, and the Angular, as mentioned by Bishen, for the web stack. The rest I don't want to say because it's basically some we sign stuff that we are not able to say. But I think a lot of people know that I like to do Ionic. So yeah, we are building it with Ionic for this particular project that we're working on. Um, One thing that I want to add to what Bishan was saying is that so basically on our side that's our focus. Even though we are part of that global team, that's our focus and that's our specialty basically. And there are other people in all the other parts of the world that are doing other things, right, Bishan? So for example, one of them is doing the back end stuff, one of them is doing the middleware stuff, and yeah, so that's what we are currently building up on. Um, Hi, yeah, you're back. Can you see me? Can you hear me?
Yes,
All right.
yes, I can. Yes,
So I'm not sure what happened just now. Just a moment ago, I lost you. All right. So just what I was saying is, again,
my internet is acting up for some. Sorry, my internet has been acting up of late. So pardon me for that.
no worries, no worries. Maybe it's me too. I'm not sure whether it's me or not. Yeah. So now it's okay. All right. So what I was saying is, basically, one thing that Bishan was I wanted to add to Bishan was that the tools that we are using for effective communication because of the pandemic. I believe it is somehow that related to the pandemic. Today we are using tools that basically I believe born out of pandemic. So we are able to meet with colleagues from the other side of the world that basically we would never be able to, and we are able to share our ideas with them um, through through what we have with the technologies that we have today. Do you agree with that, Misha?
Yes, correct. Post pandemic, a lot of things have changed. Post pandemic era, where everything that can be done remotely will definitely be done remotely. Like for example, in our community itself, within the tech community itself, you can work from anywhere in the world. I mean, heck, I can even be in Indonesia right now. I can even be in Bali, Phuket right now, and code. It doesn't really matter because as long as I get the work done, and that's it, right? But again, it depends on people. Personally, I am the kind of guy who would prefer, like, going to office like once a week or something, just to meet up with my other colleagues to say hi and catch up on things that we couldn't do while we are doing it offline, doing it online. So yeah.
That's great. That's good to hear. So yeah, you're the kind of guy that likes to go to the office lah. You don't want to stay wherever you need to stay. But okay, but what I'm saying is, for example, our colleagues in say Spain, right? So without the tools that we have, we would not. I don't think we are able to. I want to say like okay, not sure about your parents, but my parents would not be able to talk to someone and do work as seamless as it is today. with the tools that communication tools that we have. So communication tools that we are using plays an important role lah. Yeah, don't you agree?
Betul, betul,
Yes.
betul. I mean, like there are quite a number of tools out there, like Slack. You have Google Meet. You have MS Teams and stuff like that. So things are much convenient than how it was, what, 5, 10 years ago, I would say.
Yeah, you are right. Because yeah, those days this was not a possibility to do something that like what you've done. Um, do you can you share any funny or memorable maybe a cross cultural situation where you've had with your teammates from the other side of the world that regarding mishaps, I guess. Do you have any funny or memorable mishaps?
Uh, Unfortunately, I could not think of anything at the moment.
Never mind.
Uh,
Mm,
why don't you share yours instead? You know,
mine.
yeah. Why don't you
Uh,
share yours?
it's not really a mishap. It's not really a thing, but it's just that it's quite funny that when um, I want I've when I started join the team. If I'm not sure if you notice or not. When I started to join the team, I basically prepare a list of hi and thank you in their native languages. So I've
Okay.
written it on a small piece of paper and put it to the side. So whenever a person comes in and then I see that he's from Spain, I would say hola, ¿cómo estás? And then when I see India is namaste, right? So and then I see Chinese is ni hao. So that was quite fun because everybody is from, and guten tag is German. So if you notice, if we talk to our German colleagues, I'll say guten tag, right? So danke. So that's the German word. So that's quite a fun bit lah. That because everybody's from all over the world, it's quite fun to have that kind of interaction with the rest of the team, which I think, according to one of our project owners or project managers, we are the only team that's like this, right, Bishen, in the company?
Apparently so, because we the comp the company has invested quite a lot into this project, and they have allocated a certain budget for us to build our own team. And as of
Yeah,
now, we have including a new staff that we have like what, 8 people in our team, I guess.
yeah.
6 developers, one scrum master, and also one yeah.
And the rest of the team is all over the world. There's about another, in total, there's about 20, right, if I'm not mistaken, in that
Yeah,
meeting that we usually
correct.
have.
Yeah, correct. Yes.
Yes. We have about 20 people that we are usually meeting every day. So let's walk them through a process lah, a whole day process of what happens lah, right? So in a normal work day, we start work at about 9. Okay. We will read the comments that we've received on our reviews. We need to push in our codes into something called a peer review. So we read the comments and we rectify our codes based on the comments. And then about 3 o'clock, and this is the quite interesting reason why it's 3 o'clock, because everybody is awake and ready at 3 o'clock. In India, it's about 1:30, right? In India,
12:30.
12:30 in India, and it will be about 8 a.m. in Germany and Spain. And in Malaysia, Beijing and Malaysia will have the same time zone, so it's about the same 3 p.m. for the rest of the team to come in, where we have our daily stand up, which usually lasts anywhere between 10 minutes to up to half an hour, isn't it?
Yes, that is
Yes.
right. Yes.
Then we have our discussions, and after that, all of this is done online. But the Malaysian team usually gets to be able to meet face to face and talk about things that we want to talk about. Uh, and then after that, basically, we just continue working until about 6:30. That's it. That's the end of the day. Laptop off. End of the day. Yeah. So that's
Yeah.
basically a typical day for a developer in Malaysia. I think it will be similar in other parts of the world because we are all working on the same project.
mm,
How we actually work, that is the day to day, but how we actually work is, um, in the software development team, we need to be able to know what is it that we are doing independently. Um, Fortunately for us, China has the same time zone, right, Bishen? So we are able to talk to our Chinese colleague about things that we want to talk about. But
mm.
it's very unfortunately that it's our German colleagues as well as our India colleagues and our European colleagues. It's very difficult for them to sync up with us. They have to sync up with us later in the day. Like for example, we had that meeting just now, right? About 2 hours ago, 3 hours
Uh,
ago,
yeah, a couple of hours ago, yes.
about 3 hours ago. So that was a very important meeting that we had with the architect who's in Germany. Um, because over there it's about 11 a.m. and over here it's about 7 p.m. So that's unfortunate, but that meeting is quite important for us to have. Anything else you want to add on that, Bishan?
Um, no, nothing else. Basically, what I wanted to see, you have already covered it. So yeah.
Yeah. All right. So okay. So let's talk about AI probably. Yeah. So basically, you are. I've used it as well. GitHub Copilot, Chat GPT kind of generative uh, pre-transform languages. Is being a developer that's been in this industry for a while, right? So and
Mm.
also being part of this team in the software development team. Okay. Um, do you think something like that help? And do you think they are right all the time? Maybe you can give your input on that.
Okay. They I have there are two sides of the coin. My opinion has two sides of the coin. The first part of it is it's good in the sense that it would definitely help when it comes to making me code faster. That is for sure. As I am a hardcore user of GitHub Copilot. I even am paying $10 a month for Copilot, and even the company that I'm working with has also been giving us a Copilot as well to use. So in that sense, it's good because all you need to do is just leave a comment saying that what do you want to do, and then it would then generate a block of code to 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 show you lah that okay, is this what you're trying to do. That is the good part of it. But again, I don't quite like the idea of having a GitHub Copilot, especially
Um,
for beginners, because the reason being, uh, if you rely solely on GitHub Copilot, you would not learn as much because other people has been completing the block of codes for you. So my point here is, you want the Copilot is actually a tool to make you work faster. It would not replace you in the near future, or maybe at least not within the next 5 to 10 years time. It is just merely a tool to help you complete the code faster, finish your task faster. That's it.
right. So
So yeah.
one thing I want to add to that is that Copilot, they don't give the right answers most of the time. I think I would say,
Yes.
particularly in the field that we are working in, they are right probably 70% of the time, 60% of the time, and 40% of the time, it is really usually riddled with errors. That's how I feel. Sometimes when you copy and paste something in, for example, can I have a something for something? Copy that code, paste it in our code, and the linting straight away detects the error, right? So the
Rasman, on top of that, sorry, do do you remember that one encounter when we were working in our current company, where I was assigned to this one particular task?
yes,
I was stuck for quite some time.
yeah,
I asked a few of our other colleagues as well.
yes,
We could not find a solution for that. Heck,
yep,
even we tried asking Copilot, even Copilot could not even help us as well. Do you
that's right,
remember that?
that's right, yeah. So that was a very big problem. That was so what my conclusion is. it is a useful tool, but to say it will replace developers, not yet, I guess, right? What do you think?
Uh, it might or it might not replace us developers, but one thing that I'm fairly confident about is that it's not anytime in the near future, not within the next 5 years, maybe.
Yes, that's correct. Because what we need to do is we need to understand that certain things is just yeah, certain things you can't replace the developers. That's what I'm telling you. Um, it's a different look and feel of it. A lot of people don't understand this, but they are not. It's not like how do I say it? I don't want to say impolitely because a lot of people are using Chat GPT and all this to do coding. Um, there's a lot of daydreaming. I guess that there is something called daydream in AI. That's a
Mm.
phenomenon where it is dreaming that is correct. I think that's the way to put it. Let me just Google it up.
Mhm.
Daydreaming AI, is it? Uh, they are prone to do that, particularly in fields that they are not um, AI problem daydream. In particularly in fields that they are not experts in.
Mm.
So that's the problem that I always see that, oh, I think this is right because based on my lookups on the web, maybe based on wrong answers. So a lot of the time, because the complexity of the codes that we are writing, AI is not useful at all. Like in some cases, for example, I want to change if else statements into switch, right? That's pretty standard, right? That's pretty how you say it? That is pretty straightforward. So that is easy. You can use AI for that. I don't mind because it's very simple. That's why I say use it as a tool. But if you say please uh, insert complex question here, please do da 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 da. That's where AI gets really sucky. That's how I feel. I'm not down. I'm not off away. I'm not gonna say that I don't use AI. I use AI too, as well. But I use it more as a tool rather than and yeah, sometimes I do ask it questions. It gives hints to where to look at, but taking codes from it, like what you have experienced, Bishen, it's not really perfect, right? Isn't it?
True. And on top of that, one thing that I notice as a senior dev using this kind of tools is that, like it or not, you like what you said just now. You need to if you were to ask them to do a complex stuff, they would not. They would definitely not be able to do so. But again, you as a developer, if let's say you were to use ChatGPT for an instance, you need to break down into small chunks of questions to ask them. Like for example, I want to let's take a fairly simple example. I want to use NGXS for a to-do list, for instance. If you give them that, they would definitely not be able to give you a precise answer. But if let's say you ask them, okay, I have already installed NGXS, and now I want, how do I see the logs inside my console using NGXS? Okay, then it will give you step one. Okay, you need to write this inside your app module. You need to declare this inside your providers, etc., etc., etc. Once that is done, then okay, I have a list of to dos. I want that is hard coded inside my JSON file, for instance. I want to display this in the state. How do I do that? Then if you do that, you might be able to get a more precise answer from ChatGPT. But if you ask them to do everything for you from A to Z, I am sorry, it does not work that way, or it might not work as how you intend it to be.
Yeah. So that is a huge problem that I always have with ChatGPT. I'm not saying again, all you ChatGPT lovers, some of you are depending on ChatGPT. It's not that it's bad. It's use it more like a tool. This is coming from two senior developers. Use it more like a tool. Don't use it like it's your lifeline. Let's say your school project depends on it. No, you have to know how to do coding. You have to understand what's going on in order to become an effective developer, right? That's what
And
I think.
also, may I add on, the most importantly is know how to ask questions. Because
Yep.
if you
Yeah.
do not know what question to ask, heck, even ChatGPT couldn't even help you.
There is a
So
class called The Art of Prompting by Khairul Izwan. He's a good friend of mine. So if you want to do how to you know how to do prompting, he's the person to go to. Check him out. He's got a verified account on Instagram and Facebook. I think he's got a verified account. So he's the guy to talk to if you want to learn about prompting. The thing is it's prompting. That's the thing.
mm,
Cool. All right. So, what else can we share here? All right. So coming back to doing coding. So that was a little bit about AI. I just want to ask you also about problem solving mindsets in order to do software development. Is it important you think to be able to do problem solving in software application development? This is talking to say to new developers. Is it important to know how to do problem solving?
I would say that that thing would come in naturally.
Okay.
Where, okay, for this is to juniors out there. If you are listening in, here you go. In a normal company that you normally go to, you, especially in a large company, like for an instance, banks, for an example. Heads up, I'm not working in a bank. It's nowhere near a bank. I'm just using bank as an example. When you join the bank, you would, let's say you have 1 year experience, you would join them as a junior dev, okay, and definitely you would have a mid level dev and a senior level dev, okay. So when you join the company, what happens is the seniors out there, they would tell you that, okay, this is how you are supposed to approach the solution. This is how you're going to do it. So you don't need to figure out, okay, what are the solutions that I have, what is the best, what is not, and whatnot. But your sole focus would be on how do I implement the suggestion that he gave into a code, his instructions to a code. And coding is not about, writing if this else this. It's not about that. It's a little bit more than that, where you need to understand about the, assuming that you're using JavaScript, you need to understand their uh, reserved keywords, like for example, filter, their map, uh, and sort of stuff like that. So that's that. And then down the line, you would then understand, okay, this was the problem, this was the solution, and why did the senior suggested that we do this? There must be a reason behind it. Just do some extra digging, extra homework, and whatsoever not. And it generally happens in the long run. It does not happen overnight.
Yeah, you are right. It does not happen overnight. Problem solving skills is something that you've built over time. Once you have some experience in doing something, you should be able to understand how it works, right? So that is quite an important point, I guess, that a lot of people usually overlook. They think that, now I know how to code, probably I can do this, probably I can do that. But it's basically this is something that's built over time, the experiences, right? And this is quite important to people for people to understand. Speaking of which, right? For new my tip, that is something I want to jump into career transition tip. So if you want to switch into a career in software development without any experiences, one thing that you need to do as someone that would like to join this is basically build a strong developer portfolio. That is very important, right, Mission? Because if you have a strong developer portfolio, uh, you are able to. I'm telling you, without any qualification, without anything nothing can hold you back. You can join any company you want because skills is very important in this field. Um, Basically, if you have, for example, a strong GitHub, you always do a pull request and you have always modified certain popular pull requests. You are able to demonstrate that you understand what you're doing. Um, no one can stop you from joining a company, right? If I'm that, correct me if I'm wrong, Bishen. Is that right?
Correct, correct. That's right. And talking about careers and whatnot, may I elaborate a little bit on this, Rasman?
Yeah, sure. Right.
Okay. I can't speak about other countries per se, but this happens in Malaysia, where don't take it the wrong way, but this is just my observation, where most of the MNC companies, multinational companies, they look at your character just as much as they look into your portfolio. As in, if you have a strong portfolio, but if your character is not there, they it's something like a yellow flag. But if let's say your character is good, but your skills are not up to par, or maybe a little bit different than what they expected, they would even take you in, because their mentality, especially with the current company that we are working in, I've noticed that uh, even if you do not have the skills, it can be taught. But if you do not have the character, and even if you have the skills, we are sorry, because you cannot change someone's character. So I would say that generally in the long run, for new people who are trying to join, trying to to join the IT career, IT industry and whatnot, I would say that uh, ensure that you have these two things, which are your character, build up your, you know, be good, and stuff like that, and also make sure that you have a strong portfolio. Yeah.
Soft skills, yeah, you're saying.
Soft
Soft
skills,
skills.
yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
soft skills is very important. Basically, a lot of these companies, what they do is they want to make sure that the person joining in the company is understand and basically is able to how you say work together with the team in the team, right? That's very
Yes.
important. Yeah. Uh, I'm okay. So basically, communication, teamwork, and also of course adaptability. These are very important skills to have in any technology, any not only technology in the IT industry, but in any industry you have to have communication, teamwork, adaptability. Um, on top of that, also in this IT industry, you have to be able to know what you're doing, right? So, uh, talking about knowing what you're doing, how do you stay updated? Because currently there's a lot of movements in the tech industry. How do you keep yourself updated in tech?
Uh, Two places mostly. Number one is Twitter. Number two is what was it again? Twitter and YouTube. Yes.
Right,
Sorry, not YouTube. Medium. Sorry. Yes, Medium.
Medium. Right. So
So
you use Medium as a tool as more like how do you use Medium?
uh I use Medium, like, every, I don't go in there every week. I don't go in every day. I go in there every week. I would just normally, scroll through articles and see what's new and what have I missed out and whatnot. And for Twitter or X, what I do is I follow a bunch of, OTAI, high level developers. I do not know what you call OTAI in English. Where, for example, I follow this TypeScript guru by the name of Matt Petcock, I think. I don't remember exactly his name. Let me just Google him up, I think. Yes, this is him. I
Right.
follow this guy. Hold on, let me just send the link on Twitch.
You can send
I
it on
follow.
YouTube also, YouTube too if possible. Can you send it on YouTube as well?
Uh, I'm watching myself on
Twitch. You're watching yourself
Twitch.
on Twitch.
Yes,
Let me just find the
yes. I
Medium.
follow this guy on Twitter as well as on YouTube.
You can
for
run it.
any TypeScript related stuff. And also on top of that, what I do is I follow this guy. For those of you who are using React per se, you guys will definitely know this guy.
Damn Nevermouth? No? Oh, that
Oh,
guy. Right.
yes. So I like to watch his short videos on YouTube where he talks about things that is quite new. So I would say that I really enjoy watching Matt when it comes to TypeScript related stuff, and I enjoy watching Theo to get myself updated on new stuff.
All right. That's cool. So that's how you get yourself updated. That's great. What about Medium? Do you use Medium too? Medium as well?
Medium is I paid for the subscription. I paid for the yearly subscription. I forgot how much it was, but I normally use Medium on my phone where sometimes when I'm traveling to work, I don't normally drive. I don't normally ride. Sometimes I take the public transport to work. So what happens is, on the train and whatnot, I'll just browse Medium. I'll just read through like, or what are the best practices? How do you do things? What are the do's? What are the don'ts? And stuff like that. So that is what I use Medium for.
All right. So in my case, it's a bit different. I use um, I use Medium as well, and I sometimes watch YouTube. Um, but my specialty is in Ionic. So I try to look up documentation on Ionic, and how do I get the latest news in tech. I usually go to Hacker News,
Mm,
as well as I listen to a podcast called This Week in Tech. It's on Spotify. So today's but this is mostly tech stuff. It's not really related to programming stuff. Um,
mm,
YouTube is a resource too that I come to from time to time. I also use Udemy. I always find courses on Udemy to take up on. But
mm,
how I do courses on Udemy is I find the shortest course or sometimes medium-sized course, and I go
mm.
it at 2 times speed so that it's a bit faster to finish. So that's how
Okay,
I keep
so
myself updated.
generally, just a random question to you, Rasman.
Yeah,
What
you're stuck. Yeah, right. You're stuck.
what
Yeah.
what are the things that you normally find on Udemy, and what is the latest thing that you are learning as of now?
I am learning. I recently bought a course on NGRX for
I
on
see.
users.
Interesting.
Yes,
State management using Angular.
yes, NGRX. So that is something that I am proactively learning. But the way that is being done there is very different than the way that is being done somewhere else. So if you know what I mean,
Yeah, I
yeah.
totally understand you.
So it's
Mm,
quite a confusing thing also. But by learning that in Udemy, I was able to understand a little bit of what is going on. So that's why I was able to explain certain things better in terms of NGRX.
mhm.
Yeah. So okay. Um, so any mistakes that you've done in this field, and you feel that sorry, that's a bad question. That's a bad question. Let me try it again. Any setbacks that you have had in your career as a software developer, um, in this team, or but we've already touched upon that, right? The challenges that we face, basically different
Mm.
time zones. Other than the different time zones, any other setbacks, any other challenges that you face while working in this multinational software development team?
Language barrier, I would say,
Language barrier, all right. Well,
because
all of them speak English. You yourself, you speak four. You are a polyglot, right? What is it called? Four
yeah.
languages. Yeah.
No, I mean, I have this one special case in mind where one of our colleagues is not from the region that we have mentioned.
Yes.
Not from India, Germany, and whatnot. It's from somewhere else.
Yeah.
And when he speaks English, his accent is a little bit too strong.
Okay.
And I do not know about you, Rasman, but personally, uh, I struggle a little bit. I have numerous times I had to tell him, please go a little bit slowly so that I can understand you better.
All right.
So I think yeah, that is one of the problem that I face.
Yeah, I know the colleague you're talking about. Yeah, yeah. But yeah, uh, that's a challenge, I guess. But I guess that's a minor challenge because when you have a chat with him on the text message, all sound the same, right? So that's
Yeah.
basically in English. Yeah. Right. Okay. Cool. Um. So we've already covered a lot of things that we wanted to cover. Anything else that you want to add as a wrap up?
Uh, to all the juniors out there, uh, can I speak in Malay?
Yeah. Yeah. Go ahead. No problem.
Selagi boleh langgar, kita langgar aja. Don't give up
Yeah.
because that is what I've been through. I had Rasman and I had have a mutual friend. He even told me, Bishen, hati kau memang kental, kepala kau memang keras, Bishen. He told me that before. Just because I am not from an IT background, I'm from a mechanical engineering background, and many people advise me, we should give up, Bila. But I did not, and voila, here I am right now. So the best advice I can give is don't give up. And to senior devs out there, I would say be good to your juniors. Don't give them a bad impression saying that IT industry is a toxic place. It's not. It's a nice place to work with. At least for the past 1 year, close to 1 year, I'm enjoying myself very much to work in this company that I'm working with because the environment is nice and everybody is helpful. So again, don't uh, don't be harsh to your juniors. That is the only thing that I could say for now.
All right. Thank you, Bishan, for the tips. So, um, basically, we've already covered a lot of things today. We've talked about working in a multinational environment. We talked about how we synchronize with the team. I guess we touched upon it a little bit. The challenges that we faced, and we already talked about um, the problems that we face as developers working in this multicultural, multinational environment. We also talk about, I guess, a little bit about tips for junior developers or people who want to switch careers into this fresh grads, and as people want to switch careers into a mobile app, becoming a software developer, part of a software development team, not part of this software development team, but part of a software development team, and the challenges faced upon being that part of software development team. Yeah,
Mm.
thank you for the tips as well. Thank you for joining me tonight, Bishan. So,
You're most welcome.
all right. So, anything that what are you working on right now? Do you have any special projects that you're working on other than the one that we are working on together?
So far, tak ada apa-apa lah kot. I mean,
Uh,
as of now, what I'm doing is I'm learning a little bit of React and React Native. Sebab, sorry jangan terasa saya dah bosan dah buat Angular dengan Ionic.
oh,
Bukan tak nak buat, tapi bosan sikit lah. So currently I'm venturing into something new.
all
Bak
right.
kata orang apa New Year resolution lah kan.
Uh, no, React is very simple. It's basically components. That's all you need to know.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's just
yeah, I
components.
mean,
So,
React is simple, yes, but the thing that is a little bit difficult for us would be, I would say, that their hooks, like, use state, use effects and stuff like that. So it's a little bit hard to understand at first, but when you get it lah.
that's right. Yeah. So basically just getting it right. That's correct. So yeah. So on my side, I'm currently working on this video. I want to do it once a week, every Wednesday at 10 p.m. I'll be here because I want to at least have something here on YouTube. At least people can look me up and people can know what I do, and people can validate my skills. I guess that's the one I want. I want to
If,
market myself better. Right? That was the problem that I
I
had before.
One thing that I can say is to everyone out there, if you're looking for a mobile app developer, don't look anywhere else. The guy is right in front of you right now, wearing black. He's your guy. Bak kata orang apa? You give him requirements malam. You give him the requirements today semalam dah siap. That's your guy.
No, no, no. Please don't put unrealistic expectations on me. I am also human. uh, okay. I guess. So I'm not sure what else to talk about. You want to talk about something else? You want to talk about what are things? We've already covered lots of things today.
Yep, we did. Just a shout out to everybody out there. If you guys have any side projects or anything that you would want to do, you can reach out to me. You can reach out to Rasman, and also most importantly, if you guys are looking for trainers who specializes in Angular or Ionic, you can buzz Rasman up. He's a specialized trainer in Ionic. And kalau ada project, Roger lah.
How people contact you? How do people contact you? Nanti you drop
Ah,
me ni lah. I can put it in the show notes. Apa ni bawah ni dalam notes kat bawah. How to contact Bishen.
okay,
Yeah.
boleh. I will send my Twitter handle, and then you can
Yeah.
reach me out
Just send it
on
on
Twitter.
Twitch and then it will appear kat atas ni.
Okay,
It
boleh.
will appear. Yeah.
I will send this now, or maybe how do I
You put
how
it
do
on
I
Twitch, it will
yes
come up there on top.
yes
It
this is
will
me.
come up there on top.
Where is my tweets? Where is my chat? Yes,
It
this is
will
me.
come up there
You
on
can
top.
see it here. Where is my tweets? And also, yeah, if let's say they are trying to reach me but they couldn't message me on Twitter, they could go through you, Rasman.
Yep.
You can
Go.
just message Rasman. Rasman will let me know. I'll get back to you as soon as I get the news that someone is trying to contact me.
Yeah. Yeah, senang. Tak payah pakai snail mail. No more snail mail. Tak ada orang dah pakai. Surat, hantar surat ke apa ke kan. Tak ada lah. Just hantar apa.
Or if let's say that you would want a better approach, you can send me an email at email.com. You can send
Oh,
me at
right. You want to put your email right here? Okay, go ahead, man.
yeah,
Right. Go for it.
yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I mean, this is. I mean, I've received quite a number of spams before. Man,
Okay.
all I do is I just tick, delete, tick, delete. I wouldn't even bother opening it at all.
All right.
So yeah,
Okay. All right. So thank you for joining me, Bishen. Thank you for joining me tonight. I think I'll catch you tomorrow. Stand up. I think tomorrow morning. I guess we have a meeting tomorrow morning.
yeah,
So
I will need to catch you tomorrow morning as well. I need to clarify a couple of things.
yeah, there you go. This is how we talk. Uh, I clarify with him things that I need to clarify. Then sometimes he comes back to me because we are both in the same time zone, and then both of us sometimes we need to clarify with someone in China or something. That's how it works. This team, right?
Yep.
Okay, Bishan. See you on the other side. Probably wait. Don't go anywhere. I'm just gonna slide out from here. So thank you everybody for joining tonight. Thank you everybody for joining tonight. It's a very pleasant meeting together with Bishan today. So that's basically the topic tonight. Basically, working in a software development in a multinational team. So Bishan's contact is right here. I think whichever side I'm on. So his contact is on my sites. Do contact him if you require any further information on what projects or what he does, or just you can contact me anything. All right. Okay. So take care. Goodbye. See you guys next week. The topic for next week I've not decided yet, but I will be talking about probably something related to mobile application development, I guess. All right. Okay. Goodbye, guys. See you next week, Wednesday, 10 p.m. That's our